Welcome to Hope Tube, a place where creativity meets inspiration and where simple design ideas can transform the feeling of an entire home. Today, we are exploring the beauty and creative possibilities of long, narrow wall art, a style of decoration that is becoming increasingly popular in modern interior design. Many homes have empty spaces on the wall that feel difficult to decorate. These spaces may be between windows, along hallways, beside doors, or above furniture where traditional square or wide artwork simply does not fit well. Long, narrow wall art offers a perfect solution for these areas, bringing elegance, balance, and personality to spaces that might otherwise feel empty or overlooked. When we think about wall art, most people imagine large paintings or framed pictures placed in the center of a wall, but design is about creativity and exploring shapes that guide the eye in new ways. Long vertical or narrow horizontal artwork creates movement and rhythm, guiding the viewer's attention along the wall and giving the room a sense of height or length. This type of art can be minimalistic, modern, rustic, or even highly textured, depending on the materials and design choices used. One of the most exciting aspects of long, narrow wall art is how versatile it can be. Artists and creators around the world use many different materials to design these pieces. Wood, metal, fabric, canvas, resin, and even natural elements like branches or driftwood can become beautiful decorative pieces when arranged in a long, narrow format. In modern homes, wooden wall art is especially popular because it adds warmth and a natural feeling to the room. The grain of the wood, the color variations, and the organic textures create a connection between interior design and nature. Imagine a tall wooden panel carved with flowing abstract patterns or geometric lines. Even a simple arrangement of vertical wooden strips can create a striking visual effect that feels both modern and timeless. When placed on a narrow wall or in a hallway, this type of artwork can instantly transform the atmosphere of the space. Another reason why long, narrow wall art is so appealing is that it allows creativity without requiring a large amount of material or space. Many artists and DIY creators enjoy making these pieces because they are easier to display and often more affordable to produce than very large artworks. For example, a single long wooden board can be transformed into a stunning piece of wall art simply by carving patterns, burning designs with a wood burning tool, painting abstract shapes, or adding small sculptural elements. Even recycled materials like scrap wood or reclaimed boards can be turned into beautiful narrow wall pieces that feel rustic and environmentally friendly. This approach not only saves materials, but also adds character and uniqueness to the artwork. Each piece of reclaimed wood has its own story, with natural marks and textures that cannot be perfectly recreated. Long, narrow wall art also works beautifully in modern minimalist interiors. In minimalist design, the goal is to create calm and simplicity while still expressing style and personality. A single narrow vertical artwork can act as a focal point without overwhelming the room. For instance, a tall panel with soft neutral tones or subtle textures can bring balance to a space filled with light colors and simple furniture. On the other hand, bold designs with strong contrasts can create dramatic visual impact. A narrow canvas painted with deep black lines over a white background or vibrant colors flowing across a long surface can immediately capture attention. Because the shape itself is unusual compared to traditional square artwork, even simple designs feel fresh and modern. Texture plays an important role in making long, narrow wall art visually interesting. Flat surfaces can be beautiful, but adding depth and layers often makes the artwork feel more alive. Artists sometimes attach small wooden blocks, carved shapes, or layered materials along the length of the panel to create shadows and dimensional effects. When light touches these surfaces, the artwork changes throughout the day as shadows shift and highlights appear. This interaction between light and texture gives the piece a dynamic quality that keeps the viewer's attention. Some creators also combine wood with other materials like metal strips, woven fibers, or resin to add contrast and richness to the design. Color is another powerful tool when designing long, narrow wall art. Natural wood tones are always elegant, but painted surfaces can bring new life to the piece. Soft earth tones such as beige, brown, olive green, and warm gray are popular choices because they blend easily with many interior styles. For more modern homes, artists sometimes use bold color palettes including deep blue, gold accents, matte black, or metallic finishes. A narrow artwork painted with a gradient of colors from dark to light can create a beautiful sense of movement. The length of the artwork allows the color transition to unfold gradually, making the piece feel almost like a visual journey along the wall. Placement is another important aspect when decorating with long, narrow wall art. Because these pieces are tall or elongated, they naturally draw the eye in a specific direction. Vertical pieces make ceilings appear higher and can emphasize the height of a room, while horizontal narrow pieces can visually stretch a wall and make the space feel wider. In hallways, vertical narrow art pieces create rhythm as you walk past them, turning a simple passageway into an artistic gallery-like experience. Near staircases, tall narrow artwork can follow the upward movement of the stairs, enhancing the architectural flow of the home. Long, narrow wall art is also perfect for people who enjoy creating handmade decor projects. Making your own artwork allows you to design something that perfectly matches your home's colors and style. For example, a DIY creator might start with a long wooden board and lightly sand the surface to reveal the natural grain. Then, using carving tools or engraving techniques, patterns can be added along the length of the wood. These patterns might be abstract waves, geometric shapes, or organic lines inspired by nature. After carving, the wood can be finished with natural oil or clear varnish to protect it while highlighting its beauty. Even simple techniques like attaching small wooden squares in a repeating pattern can create a modern sculptural look. Another creative idea is to combine several narrow panels into a vertical series. Instead of one long artwork, 3 or 4 thin panels placed close together can create a layered composition. Each panel may feature a slightly different pattern or color, and together they form a cohesive artistic statement. This style is popular in contemporary interior design because it adds complexity while still maintaining a clean and organized appearance. It also allows the artist to experiment with variations and rhythms along the wall. Beyond decoration, long, narrow wall art can even become a small business opportunity for creative individuals. Handmade wall decor is highly valued because people love owning unique pieces that cannot be found in large retail stores. Artists who create narrow wall panels from wood, metal, or mixed materials can sell their work online, at craft markets, or through social media platforms. Because the pieces are relatively slim and lightweight, they are easier to ship compared to very large artworks. This makes them ideal for online sales where customers from different locations can purchase handmade art and have it delivered to their homes. Marketing handmade long, narrow wall art often focuses on storytelling and visual inspiration. Customers want to imagine how the artwork will look in their own homes. Showing the piece installed in a stylish living room, hallway, or bedroom helps viewers visualize its potential. Natural lighting, simple backgrounds, and modern furniture can highlight the elegance of the artwork and make it more appealing to buyers. Artists also benefit from sharing the creative process behind each piece. Videos or photos showing the carving, sanding, painting, or assembling stages make the artwork feel authentic and personal. This transparency builds trust with customers and allows them to appreciate the craftsmanship involved. Pricing handmade wall art depends on several factors including materials, size, time spent creating the piece, and the uniqueness of the design. While beginners may start with modest prices to attract customers, experienced artists often increase their prices as their style becomes more recognizable and refined. Long, narrow wall art can be particularly valuable when it features intricate carving or sculptural textures, because these details require skill and patience to create. Limited edition designs or custom pieces requested by customers can also command higher prices. Inspiration for long, narrow wall art often comes from nature, architecture, and abstract concepts. Some artists are inspired by tree branches, river flows, mountain lines, or waves in the ocean. Others prefer geometric structures inspired by modern architecture. These influences can be translated into patterns, textures, or shapes along the length of the artwork. The beauty of abstract art is that it allows viewers to interpret the piece in their own way. A carved pattern might remind one person of flowing water, while another sees wind moving through tall grass. This open interpretation adds emotional depth to the artwork and invites people to connect with it personally. Lighting can further enhance the impact of long, narrow wall art. When placed near spotlights or wall-mounted lighting fixtures, the textures and details of the artwork become more pronounced. Shadows and highlights emphasize the three-dimensional qualities of the design, creating a gallery-like atmosphere inside the home. Even simple LED strip lights placed behind a panel can produce a dramatic glowing effect that makes the artwork appear to float slightly away from the wall. As we come to the end of this exploration, it becomes clear that long, narrow wall art is much more than a decorative trend. It is a creative solution for unique spaces, a form of artistic expression, and an opportunity for craftsmanship to shine in modern interiors. Whether created from carved wood, painted canvas, metal structures, or mixed materials, these elongated artworks bring movement, elegance, and personality to the walls of any home. They transform overlooked spaces into visual highlights and invite viewers to appreciate the beauty of design in unexpected shapes. If you enjoyed discovering the creative world of long, narrow wall art, remember that inspiration often begins with a simple idea and the courage to experiment. Whether you are an artist, a DIY enthusiast, or someone who simply loves beautiful home decor, there is always a way to bring creativity into your living space. Thank you for watching and supporting HopeTube, where art, creativity, and design inspiration come together to help you transform ordinary spaces into extraordinary environments. Don't forget to like the video, share it with friends who love art and home decor, and subscribe to HopeTube for more inspiring ideas about modern wall art, handmade designs, and creative interior decoration.